Over the years, I sold over 100 Epiphone Les Paul Special 2s, and I gotta tell you, this is better. Of course, if you wanted to be like Slash or Jimmy Page and you wanted to rock a Les Paul shaped guitar, you really didn't have a lot of options. You could either buy a Special 2 guitar, a Les Paul 100 if you were lucky, or maybe even opt for an LTD EC100, EC50 or something like that. And I've got nothing but love and respect for the classics. The Epiphone Special 2 guitar has been the gateway drug for a lot of rockers over the years. But the way the market is shifting, and with the quality unknown guitars that are coming out of China, the premium price you're paying for that E on the headstock is getting really hard to justify. And I gotta tell you, being in the musical instrument retail business for over 10 years, I spent hours upon hours just to get those guitars to even be remotely playable. And don't even get me started on the returns. We'll talk about that later. And if you're actually in the market for a budget Les Paul guitar and you're looking at those and you decide to go ahead and purchase one of those, that is fine. You know, those are fine guitars. I'm just here to show you that now there's a new viable option. Enter the Cahaya CLP100. So let me tell you why I think this is a better option. I mean, first of all, look at it. I know it looks a little bit more like the EC series from LTD, but I mean, it looks gorgeous. The attention to detail, the craftsmanship, and the aesthetics of this guitar are punching way above its weight. But let's talk specs. By the way, of course, there's going to be an affiliate link provided in the description box below. So if you just want to check on the price and specs and stuff like that, go ahead and click on that. But as you can see, this guitar actually looks a little bit more like the EC50 or the EC100. It's very glossy, very nice. And speaking of looks, take a look at the black hardware on this. You get black on black, everything is black. You get a black bridge and tailpiece, black knobs, of course, black tuning keys, and everything else. But speaking of aesthetics, it actually looks like it features EMG pickups, but they're not, obviously. They're passive, they're not active pickups at all. No battery necessary. They are actually high output ceramic pickups. And speaking about the electronics, you actually get a three-way pickup switch like you do, but in contrast to the Epiphone Les Paul Special 2 guitar, you actually get a dedicated volume pot for each pickup, and you actually get a master tone knob. So you can actually do the cool kill switch effect on this thing. Now when it comes to the neck, it's actually a very comfortable, very slim neck. It feels really fast, and it's got 22 medium jumbo frets, and you actually get rounded edges on the frets, which is unheard of on this price point. And I gotta tell you, fret sprouting, it's a big deal, and it was actually probably the #1 reason for returning that guitar. And since we're looking at the profile of this guitar, check out that beautiful binding. You get binding on the neck and on the body itself. Also something that is really hard to find on guitars on this price point. Now the neck itself is actually a bolted on neck, so you get the 4 screws on the back. It's not set, it's not glued on, but it's super comfortable. The actual neck joint is actually very comfortable. It's kind of carved in, so it's not as hard to get up here as it is on a Special 2 guitar or even on the LTDs at this price point. And the way it's carved out actually allows you to really get up here with no problems at all. Super comfortable guitar. Now, if we're talking about tuning stabilities, ever since I tuned the guitar, I didn't have an issue at all. And it's actually pretty well set up from the factory, which I actually appreciate. Now, the neck itself is actually made out of maple, and the bound fretboard is made out of laurel. And full disclosure, it was actually pretty dried out when it came in. So what I did is I took this little pen with nut oil, and I just basically sharpied it out to condition the neck. But when it comes to the nut, it's actually not specified on the website, so I don't know what the nut is made of, but it's definitely not that cheap plastic they use on the lower end guitars. And the tuning keys are actually fine, you know. I would probably think that they're actually going to wear out after a couple of years, but for the time being and for the price point, this is more than fine. Now, something else I really like about this guitar in comparison to like the Special 2, and then again, I'm not bashing on the Special 2. The Special 2 is a fine guitar. I'm just using that guitar as an example because it is the industry standard. So I think it's a fair comparison because of the price point as well. But something else I really like about this guitar in comparison to the Special 2 is the fact that the body on the Special 2 is actually made out of plywood or basswood laminate, whereas this guitar is actually made out of akum, which is a mahogany alternative solid wood. And it's lighter, but it resonates a lot. Speaking of tuners, with this awesome guitar, you actually get this little bag here, which actually includes a clip-on tuner. Of course, the Allen wrench you're gonna need to adjust the truss rod. You do get an extra set of strings. You actually get a nicer quality cable. You get a black and white checkered guitar strap. And if that wasn't enough, you actually do get a gig bag so you can put all of the stuff and the guitar in and take it everywhere on the go. Now, the guitar, of course, is not perfect by any means. Otherwise, nobody would ever buy a Gibson Les Paul Custom. But, you know, for less than $200, it definitely exceeded my expectations. It's a cool looking, great playing, great sounding guitar. But yeah, I gotta talk about the low points on this guitar, and they're not many and they're not bad. I just do feel like I need to mention them, and that is the fact that, first of all, the plastics on the guitar actually do look cheap. Like if you look at the pickup rings and of course the chip on the pickup selector, yeah, they look cheap. But the good news is that they're easily replaceable and it's cheap to buy them. The first upgrade on a guitar like this is probably the pickups. I mean, they look okay, they sound fine, they sound great for the price, but if you really want to take this guitar to the next level, you could probably splurge on a set of Duncans for like 150 bucks, you know, replace the pots for like 30 bucks, and then pay like 50 bucks to somebody to actually do all of the work. And with all of that, you'll still be less than $500 in, and you'll have a hell of a guitar to play. This guitar has no business playing and sounding like it does for less than 200 bucks. Anyway, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please drop me a like if you did. Drop me a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know if you would ever buy a guitar like this. And if you got the time, just check out one of these two videos. I will see you guys next time. Pat out, metal on, dudes.